Hey everyone, it's Doug. Welcome to another one of my gameplay videos. In this game I will be playing Jungle Flicker. And before the game even starts, I wanted to look at this draft here and point out that I think we won this draft pretty hard, so regardless of how the game's played, it'll be hard for the other team to win, but we have a tanky front line of Yates and Flicker, and they have essentially no front line. So I wish I had some of the draft video to show you, but I think we picked up those two early, and then their jungler picked late and picked Maylene, which I think is a big mistake on their side. So, yeah. The only problem with this is that we have essentially three tanks since we have a utility Adagio top lane. We're pretty dependent on our two carries, which, as the video goes, you'll see that our Vox is not one of the stronger players in our team. So, this game's a little harder than it needed to be, but yeah, you'll see. Let's get into it. Okay, so I started this game with the Dragon Blood contract boots. I think this is a popular start for Jungle Flicker. If you haven't used Dragon Blood, it'll mark an enemy, and once your ally attacks it, it will slow the enemy as well as do a small amount of damage. So it pairs really well with Flicker. The only thing you have to keep in mind is you need to use it with an ally. So here I jump in, put a little vision in our jungle to make sure we don't get invaded while we push lane, and then I'll try and help clear mid. So for the end here is I pop my contract, jump on Varia, see we got a lot of damage. She pops her flask right away, which was a great first engage. Meantime, our Vox clears lane, we go start their CP buff.
Just cover me, ladies. I think I saw a glass-winged bumblebee.
Ideally, we share ambient between me and Vox, so Adagio leaves, which helps. Although he's taking a little damage down there. So at this point, I should really be rotating down to bot lane, help Idris either clear bot lane or take our jungle. I honestly kind of wander around a little lost right here. I don't jungle a ton, but this is definitely a mistake on my part. I look over, I see there's a big bot lane wave pushing, so I suggest we go take lane. Idris agrees, and we push in on this Baron and clean up lane. Pop Dragon Blood contract to get here, chunk him quite a bit. That's gonna be a lot easier to clear our lane. Keep harassing Baron a bit. I should really be trying to help him clear wave here by just hitting minions and leave them for the last hit, but spent a little too much time in the bush, in retrospect.
Scientist at work.
But we clear this out and push back to our own jungle. I'd take one more pot shot at him for no good reason.
Such fascinating specimens here.
Since I'm playing a utility jungler, I'm gonna give all my farm to this Idris and just try and get him fed and carrying late game, which I will not be able to do. And this patch especially, like, there's less gold to be had in the jungle, and most of the strong junglers who didn't need gold were nerfed. I really think utility junglers is the best option, but
7, 8, 9. We're missing someone.
So here I spent a little time clearing this camp. I'm not sure it's the best use of my time. Probably could help bot laner push, but that's alright. And then you see the CP buff comes up on their side, so I'm gonna push a little more with him, then go help get that CP buff. I think honestly I probably should have rotated up to CP buff right as it came up, so we were prepared for it, but I tinkered around the bot lane a little bit more. Luckily, they're still fighting mid lane, so we haven't missed it yet, I don't think. Yep, it's still there, so I actually go ahead and place a cam here and move into mid lane. They're fighting quite a bit, and we just need to clear it out. So here you see I pop Dragon's Blood contract on Varia, but no one else hits her, so it doesn't actually do any good. It's I'm not sure it's a mistake on my part, but
You're headed
missed
right for
opportunity
that
for our
fighting.
team at least.
Allied hero
Cover
killed.
me, ladies. I think I saw a glass-winged bumblefly.
Vox extending mid lane a little too long. Dies for it. So I just grabbed the CP buff. So with Vox dead in the wave under turret here, I'm just gonna clear it out and try and grab some gold. But Vox pings out our CP buff. It was clear the other team was taking it. I don't really know why I looked for him, but I did and took a lot of damage for it, which was definitely a wrong choice. Low enough health here, and I haven't backed yet, so I'm gonna go home. Grab some boots. Most common utility jungler for Zion is Crucible, so I go ahead and do that here. Although looking at the other team, I'm not sure if it's necessary. Probably could have gone either tier 3 boots or Pulse Weave or something else, but
Cover me, ladies.
it's never a bad item,
I
so
saw a glass-winged bumblefly.
that's what I do. So I hope Idris finish clearing out the jungle here and head down to bot lane again. You see a wave pushed in to his turret, so I dropped down to clapping last gold, but kind of too late here. He rotates to take their regen, which is really probably the smart choice. I started pushing his wave, but since we kind of split there, I didn't help out much. Alright, so we push out this bot lane again. Warrior ults. Just kind of have to wander around a bit. Not get hit by it. I kind of think we could have pushed the turret a bit here, but since Baron does ult, we don't have much time on it. I give it a poke, but not much comes of it. Now I see that their CP buff is about to come up, so I'm going to rotate to mid lane. He'll push out and see if we can contest the CP buff again. I renew our vision there, the other one's about dead, so here I am. Fox really gets chunked out there. I try and chase for a few last kills, but don't get him. Fox backs, which with the healer on our side, I think that was kind of a mistake. I think we could have just taken this buff when they were low as well, so they either back or stick around and we're on even ground. But we grab theirs. Since they backed, I'm gonna go see if ours is still up. It's not. Bummer. Their Melee probably took it.
This area is going down for research.
Lucy, Harriet, Alice,
So with their support so low and having a 3v2 now, I'm gonna stick around a little while and see if we can take this mid lane turret, or at least get some chunk damage on it. Pop Dragon's Blood. Managed to get them both. Which is awesome, so now we can take this turret.
this incessant giggling drives me quite mad.
You'll notice Idris is taking my jungle. I'm fine with that in this situation since I don't need to go as much as he does. Now I'll just rotate down, and now that we've got the mid turret, I'll rotate down and try and help with the bot turret. See if we can push out a turret down here. Minion is pushing in. I should not have hit that minion. That kind of makes Idris missed it there. I feel bad, but yeah, Baron doesn't push in, so we're gonna see if we can take this turret. Baron ults. It's pretty clear he's gonna ult the wave, but I was hoping we could just get the turret anyways, and I could take aggro, but it goes under, so we have to back out. Probably overstayed a little bit there, but that's alright. Notice I used my pot there. I think in retrospect I should have used my reflex block and saved pot for later. It's a little mistake here. I think I was hoping to freeze that wave for Idris, but since I'm invisible, of course I can't. And I last hit that one, which was also a mistake, but I put more pressure on Baron. It just chunks him out like crazy. That's awesome. And now easy turret. And Baron totally overstays and dies for it.
Enemy hero killed.
Alright, I'm gonna stick around a little bit longer here, see if we can push one more turret down, or at least get them chunked down the giant since Baron's dead. You see the support rotates over, which is a good rotation, but it's a questionable path and waste of an ult in my opinion. So we'll get some more damage in. Another questionable pass by Varya. Just gets chunked out. I don't think she should really expect how much damage Idris is doing. I Crucible there, just because I wasn't sure if Idris was going to survive that last turret shot. Not much to do here. I think we can just rotate out and maybe take a dragon, but I don't remember what we do. We'll see. I'll buy war creds here. I think if I've done this more, I would have gotten Journey Boots. I think Journey Boots are really good on Flicker. And since we have triple utility, we probably have other war creds.
Allied hero killed.
Kind of overstayed in that fight. Like, I don't think there was much to gain up there. Just before I respawned, came back and put in some work on us. So looking here, we see we're a few K hitting gold and winning both of the important lanes, so things are looking pretty up right now. We just keep
Allied hero killed.
applying pressure.
Oh no, snacks.
Enemy turret destroyed.
I call it here is I kind of thought Idris might be able to come up and take this farm, but I think he made the right choice actually, so that was just a silly call on my part.
Enemy hero.
So does, you know, take this farm here since no one else is going to be able to get to it. I see our CP buff is coming up. I start to rotate with the Dagio, but see Box can get here soon, so I'll leave the two of them and go down
We're
and
missing someone.
see if I can make sure it just doesn't get caught out. Their CP buff is coming up, so we're going to just grab that real quick. I make sure and give it to Idris here. Again, I don't really need the money. I rotate up to mid just to kind of keep our team together. Idris is one off, which seems a little risky, but that's where he goes. I'll call this out here. It looks like they're pushing mid lane and
So much.
it might need help. Since they're not going to quickly just clear the wave. We push in here. It's 4v4, but we have 3 utilities in our box. So I don't think it's really a great fight for us to take. We need Idris before we can do much, so
Quiet. Fight in the
we kind of lose that trade, but that's okay.
cover me, ladies. I think guys. Please, scientist at work.
We see them retreating here a bit, and since we have a healer on our side, I think we can take a Ghost Ring here. I started up, but the team sticks around and wants to fight, and really it's not something Dodgy and I can do, just 2 of us, so I rotate back up. Continue this team fight. There's a really good pull there. I pop Dragon's Blood Contract and we get him.
I'm very severely burned.
Scientist at work.
Again, great pull.
Area is on no for research.
We lost Vox early in this fight, but we're making up for it.
Allied getting ridiculous.
Gold.
I still really think we can do this dragon, especially now with Idris here, who's been putting in work. So we start up, they agree. I think we take it cleanly here. Yep.
Enemy hero killed.
Idris off killing people by himself. He's killing it. I call it them up there. We see have vision on them. I use my ult and hope that we can grab a few kills. Managed to catch out Maline, which is awesome. my ult is still active, so I'm hoping we can track him in further. We actually managed to catch Barry, which is great. And we now have 4 of them dead, so I think we can easily take a Black Claw. I call it there, the bot lane's pushing, hoping Idris can go down and clean that up. The only problem with that call, of course, is that Idris is really our best damage dealer right now, and especially against objectives like this. CP Idris can't do a lot of work, and the other 2 of us are really not damage focused, so this is turns into a pretty sketchy dragon. I think we should have just dropped it there, that's what I was hoping for, but we don't, so the messiness ensues. We managed to get it, but yeah, it was sketchy. So now we have Black Claw and we need to push with it. I make a little mistake here not buying an infusion, I think, but that's okay. Grab another kill there. Just try and get as many turrets and kills as we can and finish the game if possible. Idris once again going deep. I Crucible there, trying to block the Gwen ult and just totally miss it, so that was my bad. At this point we're all pretty low. I think the right choice might be to back out, which I ult for to try and help us get out quickly, but we were too late and mostly died. You see here Adagio jumps out ult just a taunt, and then I think he's trying to bait the Lyra here. Let the dragon do more work without Lyra's help, but since Lyra's his support, it's not really a big deal. I don't know, he's just kind of trolling, whatever. He tries to go back in and get a kill, but it's pretty late and everyone's rotating. It turns into a big mistake.
Allied hero killed.
Idris is clearing top lane, so Adagio dies. I don't know what Fox is thinking there, going back in. So he dies too.
Hero ally shut down.
So now we just kind of have to bunker a bit. I thought Idris was calling out the jungle there, so I was out rotated, but he's calling out the dragon, which is definitely a little risky because we're down 1 person and Adagio's not with us yet. But we get it, so I don't know. Results say it was okay. I still think it's a little sketchy. Carry going on 3v5, which is definitely risky, but don't know what Fox is doing there. I guess he's just farming by himself, which is not ideal, but that's alright. I probably should have rotated, kept with Idris, but the 2 of them are just killing people on their own, so good enough for now. Lyra portals in here, which is pretty sketchy. They're not ahead, and we still have Ghost Wing. So Gwen follows her, dies, and now we have a numbers advantage again. Really need to take advantage of it, but both dragons are down and our lanes aren't pushed, so we kind of wander out aimlessly here. At this point I'm really not really sure what we should be doing, but it just starts to push bottom lane, which is probably the best move considering we have. Right there we saw, got vision on them rotating to him, which he's by himself, so we definitely don't want to lose him. Yeah, it calls it out, and we all start rotating over. I use my ult just on the hopes we can catch him unexpected there. And we do. And this big messy team fight under their turret starts up. Good ult by Adagio, and we actually managed to clean up pretty cleanly here. We lose 2, but we get the ace, so it's a pretty easy finish. Alright, so that's the game. I'd love any feedback or comments you have on the gameplay, or if you have any questions about it, just please leave in the comments section below, and thanks for watching.
Allied hero killed.